My message and my purpose in freaking life is to help other people and inspire other people that there is another way. You don't have to just get a regular job making whatever money and be miserable. Now, if making a ton of freaking money makes you happy and you're genuinely happy and you're a good person and you're not shady, you're doing shit the right way, then you've won the game. It's all good. But there's a lot of people out there making lots of money, and I talk to them, making lots of money, and they're freaking absolutely miserable because the way they're making that money has nothing to do with, their true talents and strengths and passions and dreams and when you don't tend to your true interests and what you really should be doing, and when you don't tend to that, you slowly become miserable. And a lot of times, that main dream or vision is so lost in whatever else you're doing that you forget about it. So you don't really understand why you're so unhappy. So I'm helping people peel back those freaking layers to find their real passion, to find that real dream, to find that real vision. It is possible now more than ever. And so I keep talking about this because I promised myself when I was at a rock bottom freaking place years ago, I said, good Lord, if you help me figure this out, I promise to you and myself that I'm going to do whatever I can to inspire and show this light that I've seen to other people. Because when I was in that dark spot, I thought of some really dark things. I considered some really dark freaking things, and it was a scary place to be. So I started researching, started studying people, and I started getting help from mentors who helped me see this light. So if they weren't there, if they didn't keep talking about what they were passionate about, then they would have never inspired me. So if I don't talk about what I have figured out, how am I going to inspire other people? So yeah, I'm shouting this motherfucker from their fucking rooftops, from the mountaintops, as loud as I fucking can, as disruptive as I can possibly freaking be, to my authenticity. And my authenticity is very rebellious and very rock and roll, so it comes out really fucking loud. Some people are going to do a little bit more calm or more modest or whatever their true authentic passion is. That's why James Taylor is fucking awesome, and so is Sepultura and fucking Pantera. You got the extremes because they're both kicking ass. James Taylor kicks as much ass being slow and gentle and kind and kind of quiet and reserved and, the way he does his music to the head-banging thrashers. It's like when you own it and when you do it with authenticity, you're going to find your audience. So I am doing it to help other people, and I'm doing this to find my audience. And there's a lot of people out there who are happy, who follow myself because I'm entertaining. Maybe I'll give them some little nuggets here and there. They like my music. They like the events I'm going to be putting on real soon. I'm going to be doing shows as well at some point with my music. But right now, I really want to just get out this message, and yeah, I have a coaching program, but the coaching program is to power this message and to power this purpose and to power me inspiring other people. My coaching program is all about selling you on you. I want you to buy into yourself. I want you to bet on yourself. Now, the people who are happy and you're just watching me, I appreciate it. I appreciate, you supporting me and all that stuff. And I'm not here to ruffle the feathers of people who are doing regular things, who are happy. If you're doing regular job stuff and you're happy and you're a good person and you're not doing shady shit, my friend, you've won the game. Sometimes I wish I was that person who just wanted to do regular things, but I'm not. I've always been ambitious. I've always wanted to do something big and extraordinary and not work the regular freaking job that had nothing to do with my true passions and strengths and interests. While we're on this earth, why not lean into what we're about? And when we lean into it with everything that we have, a funny thing happens. We get momentum. We start learning more about ourselves. We start learning more about why we're here. We learn more about, what our place is on this earth. And when you use your adversity to build something and to help other people, that becomes a purpose in life. And when I found it, I'm running with this. So there's a few things I want to talk about in this podcast. I know that was a giant intro, but fuck it. This is my show, right? There's 3 things that I want to talk to you guys about today. The first are 3 things that really, if you truly grasp and implement these things in your life, you will become a different person. You will become the person that's capable of capturing the dream. You'll be that person that's turning the tables, that's proving the doubters wrong, proving yourself right, the one who beat the odds, or whatever, So the first one is belief system. And to me, a belief system is what do you think is possible? Like even your day-to-day conversations that you have with people and colleagues or whatever. When you speak, are you talking positive? Do you believe in things people are talking about? Like if a teenager has a dream to play pro baseball, are you the kind of person that says, oh, well, you better have a plan B. I don't know about that. Or are you like, yeah, go for it. Why not you? At least go find out how far you can take it. Don't let, my message, don't let some cynical ass motherfucker tell you how far you can go. Because chances are that person didn't go very far. You know what I'm saying? The people who went far or who figured it out or who know what happened, who aren't wondering or they did it, they're going to encourage you. Test your belief system. How do you sound when you go talk to other people in day-to-day life topics are brought up? Are you the positive person or are you the fucking negative person who's bitter and bringing people down? I started doing like a little research. I still do it. I can tell a mile away if you're going to be cynical or you're going to be positive and inspiring. And most people are cynical, and I will walk away. So if I'm always walking away from you, you might be too cynical and, doing cynicism and, giving people jabs and having fun with people and joking around when we're all hanging out, having beers or whatever. That's great. I'm not talking about that. That's having fun, just being cool and friendly and a good personality. I'm talking about the people who take serious jabs or go at people with a certain vindictiveness and a certain rudeness and disrespect and insecurity and somebody who has not grown at all, talking to like a caveman or a cavewoman. I'm talking about those types. We should not let those types stop us. And I want to help those types who are doing it. I want to help them see the light. Just change your beliefs. Start believing in stuff. Start believing in the possibilities. Start believing. If other humans have done it, if other people that you're following and you're admiring, they're doing it, why can't you? They just went at it with a certain mindset and a consistency, and they develop their talent, and so can you. So can you. A lot of people will give shade and cynicism to like the big dreams and the big things, and they're like, well, if I tried all that and it didn't work, that would suck. Why would I go through all that if it may not work? When you dig in to make something happen as opposed to looking for a reason to quit, it's amazing the progress you can make. And the process and the progress and all the failing forward is where you acquire the skills, you acquire the mindset, the resilience, the badass swagger that develops, all the lessons you learn when you just keep going and going and going, and you use all the evidence of what failed to help you figure out what not to do in the future and what to double down on. When you keep going and you keep acquiring the different skill sets, when you keep going with it and you don't stop and you go at it with a certain intentional movement, you're going straight at it. You're attacking it. You're fighting. You are fucking fighting for this. Usually that person figures it out. Usually that person makes it. And if you don't, like I said, you'll never wonder, and you'll have something pretty badass because all the things you did, the people you met, the things you've learned, the skill sets, blah, blah, blah. There's tons of good, tons of benefit from going all in with your vision and not doing it because you think it's not going to succeed. You know what I mean? So start believing in things more. Start talking a certain way where you try to inspire people or you try to shed light and inspiration and positivity. It sounds cheesy sometimes, but you guys, that is the mood, because if you're doing that in day-to-day conversations, you're probably doing it in your career, in your passion, pursuing a dream, pursuing a business or whatever. It's very rare that you're positive outwardly and then all of a sudden you're negative with yourself. It mirrors what you're like behind closed doors. So when you're behind closed doors working on your craft and your career, are you positive? Are you telling yourself you can do it? Are you being, like the conversation we have with ourselves, are you being negative to yourself? So if you're being negative with everybody else, you're probably being negative to yourself. Because if you're being positive with yourself, man, you want to spread that positivity. So just do a check on yourself. Which one are you? Are you adding to inspiring people? Or are you adding to all this cynicism and the doubt and the negativity and you can't do it and blah, blah, blah? Guys, there's a lot of fucking people that are working regular jobs that think they have no capabilities to go be rich or to go make their main dream happen, but they are sitting on a fucking gold mine, and they could be rocking an empire or doing some serious stuff with what they really want to be doing and using their real talents and strengths, but they're not. They're working regular jobs. And there's a lot of people out there who are crushing it financially and living their dreams who are kind of, they're mediocre talent-wise, or whatever, on paper, but they wanted it so bad, and they practice so much, and they use everything as lessons to how to get better, and they study, they research, they went for it with everything they had. They went all in, and they made it happen. So which one are you there? I mean, are you someone who's using your strengths and talents to go really become the best version of yourself you possibly can, and going to find out what you're truly worth, not to let some dumb fuck boss and company tell you what you're worth? God, I would hate that when they tell me what the salary is. They didn't even know me. They had no idea who the fuck I was. I'm a name, I'm a resume. Oh, you're hired. We like you. A couple of interviews. You're worth this. I'm sitting there like, how do you know? And this number sucks. Fuck you. And that's why I always got fired, because I was immediately pissed off at the offer they made me, because I knew it fucking was bullshit. I knew I was worth way more than that. And here I got to be your fucking little puppet. Fuck off. Yeah, the passion against regular fucking jobs and bosses runs fucking deep. And I've been fired a lot. I have gotten in almost fist fights with a lot of fucking dumb fuck ass bosses. So when I speak this shit, it is OG experience, real life shit. I'm not Googling what to say to fucking run a passionate, rebellious podcast. I've lived this motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm so excited to do it this kind of conviction, this kind of way, this kind of swagger, whatever you fucking call it, because I believe in it. I've lived it. Blood, sweat, tears, grit, grind, desire. You're fucking damn right. And yeah, I cuss a lot. Fuck off if you don't like it. I mean, you guys, you have to get to a point where you become a legend in your own fucking mind. And that is not cockiness. That is not materialistic bullshit. This is pure heartfelt authenticity, pushing shit out into a world that is mostly cynical and that is mostly working regular jobs. So when you just shout your light, hey, I'm over here. I don't really want to do this regular stuff. I want to pursue my real dream. And it just so happens my real dream, when people get there, they make a lot of money. I don't really give a fuck how much money, entertainers and musicians and people who were successful in the entertainment business or media business or whatever you want to call it. I don't care how much money it fucking is. It's enough to pay bills, enough to be happy. That's fine. Enough to have food and a car and stuff. That's fine. But it just so happens what I am fucking passionate about, when people get to the ultimate level, they make a lot of fucking money. So why not go to the ultimate level or attempt it and make that ultimate fucking money? I mean, everyone here who has a regular job, you've looked up the maximum money you can make. You've looked up your salary. You've looked up how much your boss makes. You've looked all that shit up. So why not go try and get to that ultimate level of whatever industry you're in and go make the most money you fucking can? That's the game. I mean, come on. Money's fucking, it's not everything I know, but it's fucking a lot. It's a fucking lot. Everywhere we go, we're being sold something, or it's time to bring out our credit cards to buy something, or our debit cards or cash. It's always, it's interaction, it's transactions and advertisements all over our fucking lives. So when you have more fucking money to deal with that, life's got to be a little bit better, and that's not the driving. Now, if money is a driving force, I think you're not on the right path. But if money is just a byproduct of what you're already fucking passionate about, why not set that up, the money thing, to where you make the most you can? I mean, it's absurd how these NFL players demand so much money, but that's the market. The NFL makes like, $9-10 billion a year or whatever. I mean, that's the market. It's the amount of eyeballs you have on you. People wonder why teachers don't make a whole lot of money, because they have tens, dozens, hundreds of eyeballs on them, maybe thousands. But NFL players have tens of millions, hundreds of millions of eyeballs. So, I mean, that's the game. That's the fucking game. But my message is to find something meaningful and purposeful and impactful that powers the whole thing. And then figure out, okay, I'm passionate about this. Okay, now let's see how much money I can make in this industry. If it's all about money immediately, it might be cool for a little bit, but eventually you're going to become unhappy because you're not tending to your real, heartfelt, authentic passions and strengths and interests. And a lot of people are using their adversity to find their message and hone in on their message. That's why I'm doing things in this way. A little bit older, I needed to go through all that. I needed to learn all that. I needed to acquire the skill set and the resilience. I need to acquire all that going through rough times. We're all on our own time frame. Some people figure it out earlier. Some people take less things to figure it out. Some people take more things to figure it out. We're all on our own path. Just own your own path and start changing your belief system. The second thing that I want to talk about is just your overall mindset. And I compare mindset to your daily attitude of your level of attack on what you really want to be doing. Like if your mindset is in worker bee mode and you're just doing whatever you got to do for your boss and it's always, answering to someone else and they're paying you, and not, like I say, if you're happy, it's all good, but I want to reach the miserable people who are getting more unhappy every day, and your strengths and your passion are being just pushed aside, and you're being manipulated by the regular machine, and there's a way out of the regular machine. So when you go at it to build something, to create your own thing, to take everything you've been through, to find a message, and to try to find your audience to inspire other people. And then once that's rolling, then you have the vehicle and the means and the time and the revenue to go pursue your real dream. Like right now, extra money that I have from my coaching program, it goes straight into my music. It goes straight into my show that I'm going to be vamping up here real soon. It goes straight into the events. My first event right now, the tentative date is December 12th, 2026 at the ZACC Theater in St. Louis. Reveal Your Rock Star Live. It's going to be speakers, live performances, and auditions for the Darryn Yates Show. And there'll be like a little networking hour as well. And so all my extra coaching money from my business becoming my own boss, and I'm going to figure out what I'm truly worth, all the extra stuff goes into my real passions and strengths and dreams. So my dream is show and music and stage, all that stuff. My purpose is my coaching program. My purpose is to help you guys figure that I promised myself once I got to a certain level and I go, wow, this worked, I'm going to help other people do it. I mean, a couple years ago when I hadn't really, found it yet, a few years ago, I was still kind of finding my way. I wasn't talking like this, I was talking about my desire to get there and the mindset I was learning. But now that I've actually accomplished a few things and figured some things out and became my own boss officially, I have my own business. Fuck yeah, I'm going to talk about it with even more conviction now because this shit worked. I mean, I followed my mentors. I started studying people who had actually done it, not the cynical fucks who haven't. And if you're a person that hasn't done a big giant stuff and you're an awesome person, I'm talking about the people who aren't doing anything, who go at the fuckers going for it. Like those people want us to kind of fail because their lack of risk taking is justified. They want to see you fail. They want to see people going for it fail because that justifies their lack of risk taking. And risk taking is what it takes to go make something huge happen. But when you get into it with a certain mindset and belief system and an energy, which I'll talk about third here, is it really a risk? I think it's more of a risk to not take the risk and becoming more unhappy and realizing when you're 90 years old that you didn't use any of your strengths or passions or real interests. You didn't go for any of your visions. You didn't go for any of your dreams. So I think mindset can also be referred to as letting the line out. Believing you can do it is your belief system, but the mindset is just your overall attitude toward everything. Not only believing you can do it, but taking the steps you have to take. Like, don't worry about the giant goal and making it happen. Worry about the next step. What's the step you can take right now today before noon or before the evening or whatever time frame you're on? What can I do right now? And then start taking the steps to do it. Figure it out. No matter how long it takes, that step you had envisioned or that you research or study or whatever, that's what you came up with, do it. And then once you're at that step, then things will look differently. Okay, now I'm at this angle. Now what do I do? You take those steps. Entrepreneurship is not like this. It's all over the place, And if you keep going and you use everything that you need to use, all the tools that you're added to your tool belt because of the adversity you're going through, everything you've learned, when you keep going and you just have grit and you do not stop, everything's about figuring it out. Everything, good, bad. A funny thing happens. Your main goal, your main vision, it starts to materialize. And when you're in it, immersed in it, sometimes it looks a little different, You don't really realize you're there. It's like when you're growing your hair out. It takes so long. It's such a process to get there. Once you're there, you're like, oh yeah, I have long hair. Now I'm looking to do other things. So the grass is always greener kind of thing. I think once you start getting there, you're going to want the next step. But that's a great mentality to have. That means you're going to capture it. You're going to capture it. You're never happy. You're never satisfied. You're always wanting to get better. That's a good thing. So implement that into your brain. Implement that into your mindset. Here's what I wrote here. Unleash the fucking psycho, the beast, the lion. Go fight like fucking hell. No more casual, see what happens, bullshit. Get serious. Lock the fuck in. Any distraction is completely unacceptable. The ones who succeed go absolutely batshit wild to do it. Show no mercy in the comeback. Haha, yeah. That's what I wrote down for mindset. Mindset, your overall, how much of the lion are you letting out every day? Because I remember I would do it just a little bit here. I would have one little post several years ago where I'd have this kind of, and then I'd pull back and be safe and kind of in the middle for a while. Thinking that was wild. That was crazy. But now I'm like 100% every fucking day, 24/7. I mean, yeah, I have my moments, of tough times and tears and everything, but it's never to stop. It's always, how can I get better? How can these tears make me better? How can these tears make me more hungry? How can these tears make me more of a badass when I'm on stage speaking or singing or performing? You use everything that you go through toward the vision, toward your purpose, toward you becoming the best person you can possibly be. Because the ones who are the best people they can possibly be usually do the vision that they have. Here, I'll read what I have for belief system. The average way of thinking that stops a dream's potential extraordinary. What if I do all this shit and it doesn't happen? If you keep going and you learn and acquire skills along the way, mistakes and taking risks and losing things, you learn lessons from that when you have grit and the fortitude to not stop. And you then develop the tools and the mindset and the resilience to make better decisions. The outcome you're wanting materializes. All right, guys, the last thing I'm going to talk about in this podcast is energy. I'll read you what I have first. Everything is energy. Learn how to create. Manifestors. Constantly letting go of your old self. Lean the fuck into your identity. Is the real you. Being alone. It's part of it. The transformation, the process, the grind to become a certain type of person is the game, and that's the test. When your belief system, you believe in things happening that are, so-called too crazy for normal society, when you have a certain mindset, you're going to let the lion out. You're going to let your inner beast out, which is you just going after your potential. And when you have a certain energy toward it, like moving with intention, guys, there's nothing that's going to stop you. You dial in these 3 things. Like right now, I'm going at this with the energy that I want to go. I feel it. I feel this energy in my heart. I'm as authentic as fuck. I write down a few little sentences on my phone, but then I just go. I just go and go and go. I don't really need I didn't need to read this. I kind of said it pretty much. I need a couple sentences, a little guideline, and I just fucking go. And that's energy. And it took me a while to get this energy, but it's basically just like not holding back. I don't hold back my opinions now. I don't hold back my true thoughts because I know some people are going to be inspired by it because I was when I was in a rough time. So I'm helping people go at it with a certain kind of energy that changes the game. Your energy basically is, your belief system, your mindset. So energy is kind of the most important thing. If you go at it with a certain vibe and a certain tenacity to just not be shy and to know you're going to be loved or hated, to know you're going to have to go through this crazy process, but you just go at it. You're into it. This is going to happen. You go, go, go. Anything bad is evidence of what I can do better. When you hit it with that kind of an energy, that changes everything. I mean, when you go into a conversation with your loved one or your spouse or whatever, and you have a certain shitty energy, you think that's going to go very well? Fuck no, it's not. When you go at it with certain, what can we do to get better here? I love you. I know this happened. I'm sorry. If you bring it with a certain kind of energy and a kind authenticity, that conversation is going to be awesome. If you go to meet some of your people in your maybe higher up that's why a lot of bosses hated me, because I would at networking parties and in the office or down the hall, whatever, I would always go talk to the presidents. I would go talk to the VPs. I loved the idea of talking to the higher ups, and they would start liking me, and they were cool with me. And so my boss would see me hanging out with the VPs or the big bosses or whatever, and the owners. And then they would get pissed. Darryn's going to take my job. So then there would be animosity. And then I would tell these motherfuckers, fuck off. I don't give a shit about your insecurity. Fire me. I love being fired. This ain't my real fucking thing anyway. Please fire me. Fuck. I love being fired. It was fucking awesome. Because it was my chance to go do my own fucking thing. Because I knew these stupid jobs were bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But if you go at it with a certain energy, you're going to succeed. You're going to figure things out. You're going to look at it, from, okay, how can we do this? Not for the first excuse to quit. So take your energy. I mean, it sounds cheesy, but sometimes whenever I have a bad energy and I'm at my son's baseball games and I'm kind of in my own little world and no one wants to talk to me, I don't want to talk to anybody, I kind of stand there. Sometimes it's nice, I put my earbuds in, I listen to music or whatever. But sometimes you're in those shitty moods and your energy's low and you don't want to talk to people. I get it. We all go through it. But I'm just saying, for example here, if I have a good energy, if I'm looking around, making eye contact, I start talking to people, the stories come out, I can inspire somebody, the possibilities open up. The possibilities are everywhere. And it's because I brought a certain energy to the field to talk to these dads or, the parents, whatever. And then who knows what can happen when you start, putting your thing out there. So energy is fucking everything. It's everything. And even when things, if you aren't really in the mood, if you just force yourself, it's like working out, exercise. If you go at it with low energy, you're not going to do it. You know what? It's 5 a.m., but I got to get this workout in before I have to do this at 7 or 8 or whatever. I got to make this happen. And you go at it with certain, let's do this. Yeah, it sucks, but once you do it, how good do you feel? And when you start doing that repetition, it's muscle memory. And you keep going and you just become a freaking beast when you do things the right way, when you have the right belief system, when you have the right mindset, when you let the line out, when you have a certain energy toward whatever you want to succeed in, whatever situation you want to make better. If you have a good energy toward it, the outcomes are going to be so much better most of the time. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you listening to the Darryn Yates Show, Darryn Yates Mindset and Mayhem video and audio here. Reach out to me, say, hey, I'm doing events starting soon here, so I can't wait to meet a lot of you, see a lot of you again that I know. All right, guys, rock on. Fucking do it. It's like truly grasp them. Like truly grasp. Grasp. Grass? No. Ass? No, grasp.